Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Constip and this is going to be part 12 of my early campaign where I'm playing as England. And in the last episode, well, a few things did kick off. The Spanish and the Aragonese have attacked me, and that makes me pretty nervous, I must say, because now that factions are starting to dogpile in on me, it makes me wonder how far will that go? Will the Italians with their 2.5 stacks sitting, not 2.5, it's a little more than 2 though. There are 2 stacks sitting on my borders. Will they attack? What about the Germans? Will they attack? They have quite a few numbers on my borders as well. Burgundy has 2 stacks that could attack into Anjou. And they also have 2 provinces that are bordering Flanders as well. So yes, luckily they are still at war with the French. So there's that, but they're not at war with anyone else, including the Italians or anyone. So yeah, that's a little bit concerning. Luckily, I do have, I am the master of the seas. Luckily, I'm making a decent amount of money considering that I've lost 2 trading partners. Still making 2,800, so that's okay. It's going to go up even more once this ship starts being counted here in the Adriatic. And I do still have boats that can be stretched out so that I can get up to the Black Sea. That's going to give me a few more ports as well. So, you know, it's okay. And this is going to be taking Antioch. It should be, unless, I mean, the Egyptians do have a lot of forces in the vicinity, so they could reinforce. I'm curious to see what's going to happen here. If I take this outright without them garrisoning the fort, then that means that I should be getting the influence from that successful crusade being counted in time for my heir to come of age. I don't know really. I don't know what gets counted first, the influence gain or the coming of age for my son. During the end turn, these things go in an order, and I'm not quite sure what that order is. So we're cutting things pretty close here. As is, I think he's just 3 influence. Yeah, not great, but I mean, for all of that work that I did, yeah, I ended up not really getting him a whole lot. I was trying to get him up there, you know, before my son came of age, and didn't really work out, but you know, it's not all lost. I mean, Livonia, I will be probably abandoning Livonia as soon as my son comes of age. Because I don't need it. I just took it so that I could get some more influence, and I have mercenaries up here that probably could be used either in England or even down in the Crusades as well. So they will be moved probably just in the next turn. Yeah, I guess I could just squeeze a little bit of money out of here by finding someone with some acumen and just, you know, making him the governor of Livonia for like 1 turn. There you go, Jasper Percy. You are a fanatic. All you care about is whipping yourself into a frenzy, but today you are now the governor of Livonia. Something makes me think that you'll be a good governor. Let's see. It does give a command star, which, yeah, it sucks letting that go to waste. But again, I'm not keeping Livonia, so I'm not gonna let that get to my head here. And I have to keep it on low taxes. Yeah, that's fine. All right, that's fine. That's fine. We'll move them out in the next turn, I imagine. Norway? I feel like, I mean, 82 florins per turn ain't much. I have no intention of building this up, though. I do just want to let it go to the Danes, so I may as well abandon that as well next turn. And then just hang on to what I have, you know, with Aquitaine, Anjou, Normandy, Brittany, and Flanders here in the continental Europe. And then hang on to the islands, and then that's it. Now, I did start building higher tier military buildings in that last turn. Yeah, last turn. Just because I looked around me and I saw, okay, I need to start catching up here. So I beat the Aragonese in battle, sure. Like, it went okay. I think I killed, let's see, does he have any sons left? Looks like I killed his only son. And yeah, he doesn't have any royal knights left. It's just him. And yeah, he's a good runner. -3 morale. And he's 52. Jeez, oh Pete. Okay, so the Aragonese, they might be done. Yeah, they might be done. Unless he has a son come of age, you know, very soon. That's going to be it for the Aragonese. And I imagine the Spanish will use that opportunity to take Aragon. Gosh, you know, like they're at war with the Almohads, you know? Like, come on, guys. Like, why'd they have to attack me? That was kind of strange. I'm worried about the Italians. I am. And I'm worried about the Italians not just because of their land armies, but they have boats in the water. So, you know, all that takes is war with Italy, and then all of a sudden, I've just like lost all of my trade. So yeah, that could be problematic. Looks like they have galleys. What's the stats? 1, 1, and 2 for a galley versus my barks, which is going to be 1, 2, and 3. So I have better defense and better speed than a galley. They also have access to the Dromons, which is going to be a faster boat that I would not be able to catch very easily. So looks like they're not building those yet, though, which is interesting because they're the same tier. Dromons are not as good at fighting. Yeah, here's a Dromon. Yeah, super fast. The 4 speed. These are the fastest boats in the game. Very annoying. Very hard to catch. You basically just have to get lucky, I think, because they can just kind of escape a naval combat again and again and again. But I guess I can beat the galleys, so there is that. It would just be unfortunate because, you know, then it's another, you know, few ports that I can't trade with. So yeah, that's going to be something that I'm going to have to like think about. I will be making money off of Antioch like very, very soon. And I just have to take this and then I will be making some good income. Antioch does have good trade goods. They have silk and spices and gems, all that good stuff. Like this 732 income is just off of their farming. They're not even making money off of their trade goods because they don't have any boats in the water. So yeah. Yeah, Antioch makes some good money. And what's nice about that is that I already have my trade fleets set up. So I don't have to like build that up. It's going to be making me money right away. So that's good. That is very good. And I need to try to get another Crusade being sent on its way as soon as possible. Now, with that in mind, does that mean I should be building a Crusade marker right now? It's hard to say. I do need to get things going because I do want to take Palestine and Tripoli and Edessa before the year 1204, which is when my glorious achievements objectives basically time out. So yes, I'm on the clock, sure, but I mean, as long as I can use my navies to get there, I can get there in time. So I don't have to go the long way. I don't have to go across the continent. So here's what I have in mind: train an Inquisitor, start to get the Zeal of Mercy up a bit higher so that I can get a better Crusade, better units and more units and what have you. In addition to that, it's my understanding that having a bishop in the same province as an Inquisitor kind of cancels him out in some ways, but not all of the ways. I'm not 100% sure on this. It was explained to me, I think, in one of my first campaigns, and I don't really quite remember all of the details here. One of the things I know is that you can't inquisit someone, you can't kill someone with an Inquisitor if a bishop is in that same province. And I think that even includes like your own bishops will cancel out an Inquisitor inquisiting another faction's family members or generals or what have you. So that part I think is true. And by all means, correct me if I'm wrong about this. The other part that is a little bit more strange is that, so the effect that Inquisitors have, which is the raising of zeal in a certain province, what it does is it raises to a point where eventually the zealousness of the province kind of burns itself out after turn of the Inquisitor just killing tens upon thousands of people, you know, at the stake. The numbers are horrendous. I'm not even making that up. Like the numbers are, they're a little insane. They're a little extreme, I would say. But after turn of that, eventually the population's like, all right, that's enough. And then the zeal of the population goes down. Now, I think that bishops kind of cap that zeal a little bit so that it never gets to be that high so that it burns itself out. But then, you know, that means it never ends up being that low afterwards because it never like ends. That's kind of my understanding, but I'm not 100% sure on this. And what I don't really know is if that really means anything other than the raising of zeal having anything to do with crusades and jihads and what have you. What I don't really know is if the Inquisition itself has any effect on anything related to public order or income from certain provinces. This is something that I haven't observed it, but I wouldn't mind. I would like to see if I can try to keep an eye on it in this campaign to sort of see if I can see patterns or if I can observe something. So with that being said, let's not build a crusade marker just yet. Let's go ahead and spend the 200 florins on getting an inquisitor so that I can start raising the zeal here in Mercia. And then I can get a bishop right afterwards. And they will team up here in Mercia to try to get the zeal going. Now, Aquitaine did defend itself rather well, although I did lose that royal knight that was here. Yeah, I just completely... Yeah, I took some losses. I took some hits. So the Aquitaine army... See, it's tough. I don't really want to trade it out completely with the Anjou army because I don't want to invite the Germans into a fight. I lost all of my allies, all of them. They all sided with the Spanish or the Aragonese. It was just, that's rough. So I do have a princess who's on the way trying to get a ceasefire with the Spanish. We'll see. Princess Claire, come on. You got this. It all depends on you. I think I'm tempted to just kind of refit on the way without swapping these armies out. So like send Archer up to Normandy to get him retrained, send this newly trained Archer back down, send these Fearedmen up to Wessex to be retrained. I think let's send them to Northumbria. And then I do have a Fearedman here who can be brought down. Okay, that's that. Let's go ahead and... Can I merge you guys? No, I cannot. Okay. Let's see here. Let's send down... You come up to Brittany because I can retrain you. No, I can't. Oh. Anjou can train urban militia. Yes, you can. Okay. Yep, you go there, and then let's go ahead and put you in here so that I can retrain this, my general's unit. And I didn't lose him. That's nice. I was worried that I was going to lose my 5-star Habelar guy who's, you know, not the general because he's underneath a 6-star guy. So, do I send him up to Anjou? Let's send him up to Anjou, and let's send a basic 0-star Habelar down to Aquitaine. And then let's go ahead and put the peasants back in here and let's see. Okay, so I'm doing that. Let's go ahead and train. I need to train stuff. I need to get this going. So Normandy, go ahead and train some archers. Flanders, I got these 2 Russ spearmen. Definitely gonna hire these. But then the question is, where do I want them? Do I want them in Aquitaine or do I want them in Antioch? I'm tempted to send them to Antioch just because if I can get the Egyptians to retreat from Antioch without leaving any men behind in that fort, that could be very nice for me. Because then maybe I can get my king's influence to count for the coming of age of my son. So I will try that and see if that works. So Flanders, urban militia, yeah, I guess. Just train whatever you can. Wessex. Let's go archers here. You're getting the religious stuff. And you go Fearedmen. Wales, let's get some Celtic warriors. Field of Men-at-Arms obviously are very good, but like Celtic warriors are also good. And their support cost is 20 florins less. And they cost 50 less to train as well. That's a good bargain. It's a good bargain. I was comparing their stats a little while ago. Celtic Warriors are like I think they have better attack stats. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have better attack and charging stats than the Feudal Men-at-Arms. Feudal Men-at-Arms are good, like they're better all-arounders. They have a better defense and better armor. But like the 40 extra men on the Celtic Warriors is no joke. You know, that's very solid. And let's continue to get Highland Clansmen here in Scotland. I think I have a unit that I can bring down. Yeah, let's just send you guys to Aquitaine. Because Aquitaine, you know, is very likely to become a battleground here. So let's go ahead and do that. And I guess let's just get urban militia here in Ireland. I don't like getting that much urban militia, but it kind of feels important. And yeah, these guys can be moved next turn. Again, Antioch, Aquitaine, wherever. I think I'm building in every province. Yeah, I think I went all in the last turn. Most of it is military stuff, but I'm spreading the love around a little bit, and I don't think I'm building any more boats right now. I think I'm taking a little bit of a timeout from that because I do have quite a few of these, like, you know, I got a 4-stack there, got a couple of 2-stacks, 3-stack here. So I got boats to spread out, you know, so I'm not like done spreading out. I still have boats in these stacks that can be sent out so that I can get to the Malta Channel and trade with Malta. Obviously I can't trade with Egypt, but like, yeah, I can get to the Black Sea. I can probably get down to the Gulf of Gabes so that I can trade with the Almohads. So yeah, we're not done maximizing our profits just yet. Before I forget, let's make sure that I have another Royal Knight down in Aquitaine so that I can have some decent punching power down there. So here we are, Sir Stephen Roos. 4 loyalty, 3 command stars, blackmailer, natural leader, believer. So 4 loyalty, not super great, but you know what? You're not going to be commanding down there. I don't want to lose you. 3 command stars is still 3 command stars. But let's bring you down to Aquitaine just so I can have a good punching force down there. The Spanish attacked, what would it be? Spanish javelin men, 2 archers, urban militia, spears. This Genete is basically done for. And then a 4-star Royal Knight. Natural leader. Okay, so +2 morale, that's decent. And then pride, so +3 valor. Jeez, without pride, he would be a 6-star general. Jesus. Oh man. But yeah, +3 valor. So he's a 5 valor fighter. He's a tough dude. Yeah, so that's all that Spanish can attack with in this turn if they wanted to attack. I'm more worried about the Italians joining in. That would be very tough to fight up against this. I don't know if I would necessarily take that fight. I might just retreat and then wait until I can get my mercenaries back from Livonia. So man, I'm really hoping the Italians don't attack. Are they at war with no one? I don't think they are. Yeah, they're at war with no one. Oh god damn it. Okay, other than that, I think, let's see, emissary. Because I have a son coming of age next turn, let's get ready to talk to this German princess. We are still, well, not at war with the Germans. So yeah, if we can get her married to my son next turn, then that will be nice. All right, I think I'm good. All right, let's drop a save. It's kind of nerve-wracking. I don't know. This campaign is kind of crazy. So are we going to get attacked here? Okay, the Egyptians are going in on Constantinople. Wonder how that is going to go. So the Egyptians did retreat, but they did leave a garrison inside of the fort. Okay. So I just have to take that fort. And they probably will just attack me. You know, now that they have all of their forces, you know, surrounding me, they can probably just attack. All right, so Antioch is not mine. I lost a bark. God damn, that sucks. Yeah, it was bound to happen. I lost a bark in a storm. And an heir matures. Prince John. All right. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Spearmakers finished in Anjou. Okay, goody goody. Town watches finished in Aquitaine. Yes, Yes, trading post. Now we can make some, we can start making some money off the trade goods here in Ireland. I think it's just wool, but still. A royal palace in Brittany. So yes, I think I just need to build one more building and I can start training royal knights in Brittany, I think. The poet of courtly love. In his many verses, Chrétien de Troyes retells the stories of Arthur, Lancelot, Genevieve, and the Knights of the Round Table in great and glorious detail. His words speak of the joys and pleasures of romance and love, distracting many from more religious thoughts. Minus 10% zeal in all France. And yes, they rejected my proposal of a ceasefire. And I have a daughter on the way. Oh, shit. Okay, so that sucks. 0 command stars, first off. Prince John, drinker, -1 command. Oh, okay. And natural leader. So that's good. +2 morale, +1 loyalty. All right. Anything else? No. And Lord Talbot. So yeah, that's good. +10 happiness, +1 piety. And he is a governor, so that does matter. Okay, so what are you? Anything else? At least you're loyal. All right, I'll take it. 0 command, 0 acumen, 0 dread, 4 piety. And yeah, because his dad has a bunch of piety, and that's just from the Crusade. I did check this when I was editing the last episode. And yeah, he had 0 piety. And then not even from a successful crusade, he gained this much. This is just from launching a crusade. That is bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that is bananas. So yeah, the fact that like he has a pretty shitty son, but like some piety, you know, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's probably from that. That's probably has to do with his dad, would be my guess. So, I mean, at least he's loyal. All right, I can work with that. And I think there is another son on the way. Prince William, yeah, you're going to be coming of age in the next turn. And so we haven't gained any influence yet. No, so you're still at 3. And no attacks. That's the good thing. That's what's important, is that we did not get attacked. Hallelujah. All right. Okay, so we do have artillery. We do have these mangonels here, which is overkill for getting inside of the forts, but there you go. We also have a ballista and a catapult. We don't have a lot of archers down here. That's a little bit concerning. We have some horse archers. We have some faries, which is another like horse archer unit. So we have like some firepower, sure, but we only have 1 foot archer, which is a little bit bad. I mean, the Egyptians are not the Turks. The Turks are the guys that have the horse archers. The Egyptians aren't that. They get to horse archers a little bit later on. Their first horse archer unit is a tier 3, so they don't even have any castles, I don't think. They do. They have a castle here in Tripoli, so they could be training horse archers here, technically. And maybe... those Mamluk horse archers do get a bonus here in Sinai. Yeah. So that's what I would want to keep an eye on, is Sinai getting a castle, because I might see some horse archers. Once they get those units, then I need to make sure I have a lot of foot archers, because, yeah, fighting horse archers without foot archers is just pain. It's just pure pain. It's weird. It's weirdly balanced, because in Shogun 1, they made sure to make the horse archers the second fastest unit in the game, because they should be fast, but not the fastest. There is a light cav unit that can catch the horse archers or the cavalry archers in Shogun 1. In this game, that's not the case. The fastest horse archers in the game, there's 2 different speeds. The like melee hybrid ones, like I'm pretty sure the Faris, are not in that super duper fast tier of horse archer. They're kind of in the hybrid melee fighter / horse archer tier of speed. The basic horse archer, though, is in that top tier speed. It's among the fastest units. It's one of the fastest units in the game. Therefore, by bringing a unit of light cav that's in this same tier of speed, you're not necessarily going to catch it. You got to kind of like corner it a little bit. It's not like in Shogun 1 where you can just send some Yari cav after a cav archer and it'll eventually get there. Like, no, it's kind of like better off if you just kind of use your line of spears and your line of archers and just shoot them to death with your arrows. That works a bit better, I find. And they have, oh shit. Oh, that's like the worst thing to attack. 4 units of archers? God damn. They're going to do a lot of damage to me. It'd be better for me just to wait 2 turns for this to capitulate. Now, I highly doubt that the Egyptians are going to wait that long. I'm pretty sure they will just attack me in the next turn. And if they do that, they will be led by probably a pretty good general. Either you, Amir al-Mutazim, 6 stars. Yeah, fine leader, +2, +4 morale. God damn. Oh, god damn. Another, oh my god, +5 morale. Yeah, most honest gets morale as well. He's overweight. Okay, so if you can catch him, you can kill him. Alright, so at least there's that. Alright, I need to keep that in mind. Amir al-Mutazim, if I fight him, make sure I just find him and kill him. He's in a unit of camels. Shouldn't be impossible to catch. And then here, this is the 3-star Amir al-Din. This is an historical character, and he... Yeah, I've fought him before, I'm pretty sure. That's why he's down to 3 men. So 6-star general, but he would be a 8-star general when attacking. So that's pretty scary. Anything else? Anything else? +2 morale for chivalrous. Yeah, so that's tough. Another good general. 9 valor, but like it's a 3-man unit, so yeah, he'd be tough to kill, but it's not going to be a very impactful unit by himself. It's tough because even though a lot of these units are pretty low tier, being led by these high command star generals really does make these peasants and urban militia fight a bit better. We saw that in Nicaea, and I think it was him that we fought against, I think. So yeah, that's pretty scary stuff. I think, yeah, let's bring these guys. Let's bring them all down to Antioch and try to support against the oncoming counterattack. Oh shit, why can't I? Oh, god damn, I need a port here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, that was a mistake. I should have started building that in the last turn. Oh my god. Oh, that's such a rookie move. Okay. Can I train or hire any mercenaries? Okay, I can get a handful. That's better than nothing. Anything anywhere else? Nope, just Flanders. All right, well, Vikings, spearmen, archers, and fine, ballistas. Just maybe the extra numbers will. All right, let's send them down. Yeah, we need to get people down here. Yeah. It looks like the Spanish did not bring any more units up to Navarre. And oh, he got his son that came of age. Oh, that sucks. Damn. Only 3 loyalty, but still. Yeah, damn, that sucks. Alright, that's whatever. Whatever. We can fight them again if that comes to that. But I'm thinking, what I'm thinking is, let's get an army together that feels like okay here in Aquitaine. And by okay, I mean like the same army that I used to fight against the Aragonese. And then maybe, or I don't know, maybe, see, I think Antioch just needs archers. So I should just be sending archers to Antioch, and then I can send the rest of my troops to Aquitaine. Yeah, that's fine. That's smarter. Now that Aragon does have a son that has just come of age and he needs a wife, well, maybe I can get him to back off by offering my daughter's hand in marriage. That would be nice. I want to go back to trading with these people, so, there's a few ports here on the Iberian Peninsula that I'm not trading with. So yeah, getting these people back on my side, that would be more comfortable for me. So yeah, I'm going to try to see if that can work out. And also I can try to find a wife. All right, where did that German princess go? Oh, she's right here. How convenient. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see if the Germans agree to that. And I think that I'm all set. So let's go ahead and drop a save. And let's await this Egyptian counterattack. Did they not attack me? What? What? Wow, wow. Okay. So yeah, the besieger casualties, I did lose 42 men. And so what, I'm going to lose another 42, I'm assuming. So losing 84 altogether. I feel like I would have lost more than that by assaulting the fort. Maybe, I don't know. But then again, getting the fort in just one turn as opposed to two, yeah, it's a trade-off. Alright, Prince William has now come of age as well. And Hildegard, the prioress of Bingen, has achieved acclaim for her worthy powers of healing and her scholarship in the medical field. She has also published 2 books and is known as a visionary who has been encouraged and praised by archbishops and even the Pope. After she wrote of her visions, her presence bolsters the Catholic Church in Germany and grants plus one health in Germany. Yeah, that's a weird one. I have no idea what that means. The Catholic Church, yeah, sure. I'm sure that just means that the amount of Catholicism goes up in these provinces, I would imagine. But what does plus 1 health in Germany mean? Because the only time we've ever seen health mentioned is for generals who get the plus 5 health for being like a great warrior or something, which makes them harder to kill in battle. I don't know if that has anything to do with how long they live. Maybe it does. So maybe this just means that the generals will be living longer into older age, perhaps? Oh, hey, how about this? So the King of Aragon has accepted my proposal of a marriage. Oh, but that doesn't... Wait, does that make us... Oh, shit, I can't remember. I'm getting this backwards. I think that makes us allies, right? And the Holy Roman Emperor is also accepted. Now, that one does not make us allies. By asking their princess to become my son's wife does not make us allies again. But no, he's canceling. Okay, so it did make us allies, but is a waste of my princess because I'm still at war with the Spanish. So he had to, yeah, that sucks. That really sucks. All right. Prince William. Oh my God. Oh my God. One of them's a drunkard and one of them's a chinless wonder. Oh dear. -1 acumen, -1 command. And then great warrior, plus 5 to health. Okay, there's that. And let's see, anything. So you are William, 3 loyalty. Okay, so yeah, 4 piety, that part's consistent, but the lack of loyalty is pretty damning. Yeah, that is rough. You got a rough family line, sir. As long as his influence is fine though. But again, who knows? I don't know. All right, let's start building a crusade marker here in Mercia. Now that we have our bishop and our inquisitor, our zeal is up to 65%. Okie dokie. Let's keep an eye on that. Yeah, so I should have. So yeah. All right. So I need to send an emissary down and see if I can get a ceasefire with these folks down here. And then maybe, you know, I can start using my princesses again. I have a few of them available. They're hanging out here, doing some spying for me. At least one of them is. And yeah, the fact that they did not attack me. I mean, I did like reinforce, but like, you know, nothing crazy. These are the units that I brought in last turn. That was enough to hold them back. All right. I mean, I can't get too comfortable because they can still be attacking me. All right, they took Constantinople. That's what's going on. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're really focused on the Byzantines, I suppose, but still, like, they have a lot of armies around me. You would think that they would have gone for it, but no. No, they did not. even though I did abandon Norway 2 turns ago, it's still, or no, I think it was just last turn, but yeah, still, it's very high taxes. Loyalty is 125%. They love me there, but the Danes haven't taken it either. So, yeah, I would imagine I prefer it to go rebel first, and then the Danes take it off the rebels instead of going to war with me. That would be my preference, sure. But, yeah, I mean, if the Danes wanted to take it and build it up, I would have to just remove my boats from these sea regions that border their territories. I have to bring them back down to the English Channel, essentially, so that I can break contact with their territories, and then I would be able to get that auto ceasefire. So, oh yeah, I'd have to wait until I get my guys back, though. Alright, well, let's drop a save. Let's see if the Egyptians want to attack us. That'd be so bizarre if they just let Antioch go like that. Typically, you get a counterattack, is kind of what I thought, but what do I know? That's it. That's it. No counterattack. Your brave crusaders have captured their church-sanctioned objective. Huzzah! Alright, the Aragonese are pretty happy. Alright, that's good for them. And, yeah, so we did knock everything down, so we have to build back up from scratch. That includes their port? Oh, shit. Damn. Actually, I don't know if they had a port. Okay, I think I just have to build a port, and then I can start trading again. But, yeah, we did pillage some money. Church is finished here in Wessex. I just think I wanted to get that +1 morale, I think is what I was going for. Because, yeah, you get +1 morale for all troops that are trained in these provinces. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Town Guard finished here in Normandy. That's pretty nice. Now I can start training the militia sergeants. And then the merchant finished here in Mercia. That's going to be some more income coming in as well. That's going to be nice. Spearmaker. So now I can start training Kerns, my javelin men here in Ireland. That's going to be pretty nice as well. Some more money in Flanders, better farm income. Yeah, a lot of buildings that got built. Probably will not be able to afford to build new stuff in every single province in this turn. The word of God. So although the north is Christian, at times it seems like the old religions are still lurking in the darker forests. Eric's efforts on behalf of the church have been prodigious, and the Catholic Church is bolstered throughout Scandinavia by his achievements. Okay, again, I think that just means that you're getting more Christianity, more Catholicism in the Scandinavia. So, yeah, Sweden, Norway. And, yeah, this is tempting now, you know. The Almohad Khalifa has sent an emissary, and he wants to offer an alliance. Yeah, it's tempting now. It is. It is, but like, I'm going to try to get a ceasefire with the Spanish, at least for now. I know of an emissary that's on the way, so not for now. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Lord Plantagenet, Magnificent Builder, +10 happiness, +2 loyalty. Perfect. Then Lord Talbot, Great Steward, +10 happiness and +20% to agricultural production. Wonderful. Who are you? Crusades, yes. Yes. Looks pretty cool. 3 points for Antioch. Huzzah! Alright, who are you the governor of Ireland? Okay, so 20% agricultural production for Ireland. Oh yeah, you're getting your, like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're getting your, yeah, it's a weird one. You're getting the traits that your underlings should be getting. Yeah, that's a weird one, but I don't know. That's how I guess Ireland's going to be getting the benefit of that for now. Sure, why not? I want to keep an eye on this. So Zeal just went up 1% from last turn. Okay, all right. Okay, so I think priority over here. Let's get that port going. Port or inn? Port or inn? Port, or do I want money, or do I want to be able to train or hire soldiers over here? So I have 3 stacks essentially. Ah, the inn seems important. I'm making okay money. Okay, no, I'm not, because that's right. Yeah, because I'm paying the the upkeep now for all of these soldiers. I think I need that port. Yeah, let's start building that port here in Antioch. Just because, like, you know, we're going to be getting these reinforcements in 2 turns once that port is finished here in Livonia. So yeah. And also, like, what's the point of hiring mercenaries if I can't afford them? So, yeah, let's get that port going first. Now I have 9,999 florins exactly. And I'm not going to be able to afford to build everything that I want in this turn, so let's make sure that we're smart about this. Now I have just found the perfect governor candidate for Antioch. Sir Strongbow Fitzgilbert. First off, come on. Yeah, absolutely. With a name like that, you can be the governor of anywhere. Then what? 5 acumen? Yeah, totally. I will take it. Moral flexibility, minus 30% to bribery cost. I don't know. It's funny because I've seen AI factions bribe other stuff, but I feel like I've never had it happen to myself. Now that I've said that, let the hilarity commence. But yeah, loyal, again, it's funny how those two go together. Yeah, he's loyal. And I'm, more interested, though, in that 5 acumen. What does Antioch give? Loyalty and piety. Okay, all right. And zeal's only 20%. That's kind of weird. And bump those taxes up by a little bit, making 452. So yeah, I guess we destroyed... What did we destroy? The second tier of the farm upgrade, perhaps? Because it was making more money before... We destroyed trade building, perhaps? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, let's give this to Sir... Is it Sir Strongbow? Lord... Oh, I don't know his first name anymore. Lord Fitzgilbert. Still, good enough. Good enough. Oh yeah, it was making more because it used to be governed by someone else. Right, that makes sense. Making 679. All right, not bad. Not bad. We just have to raise that... Catholic, that's 45%. All right, not bad. 45%. It's just 3 less than the percentage of Islam here. So yeah, we can continue to work on that with our little bishop here, doing the good work. And I mean, will they ever counterattack now? I'm just wondering. Yeah, I'm very curious. Sultan Ali the First. It kind of looks like he might be heading back in my direction. I mean, 3 stars, my oh my. If he comes back and leads an army, like a counterattack, and he's like over, you know, he commands the army over one of these guys, oh, that'd be so funny. That would be really good. Do you have any... Yeah, great warrior, plus 5 health, yeah. Yeah, that's it though. Alright, well, I'm going to be getting a boat here in the Black Sea. This is going to count for at least 2 ports, unless the Egyptians have taken this off the Sicilians. I don't think they have. And that's going to help my economy by a little bit. Other than that, I'm not going to train anything else in this turn because I want to focus on getting economy upgrades for my my farmlands. And of course, that port in Antioch. And that's going to be my major concern for this turn. It looks like this front, I hesitate to say this, but this front may have just quieted down a little bit down here. Let's go ahead and I can send you... Wait, do I have a... okay, cool. Yeah, I can finally retrain Urban Militia and Aquitaine. And no one else needs to be retrained here, correct? Correct. Yeah, actually, let's send this Highland Clansman down to Antioch as well. The Poles have finally taken Prussia. That must have been a decent fight. Although, no, actually, the rebels just retreated to Lithuania, didn't they? Oh, we got attacked. I was worried about this. Alright, who was it? Was it the Sicilians or the Italians? Yeah, either way, we got beat. Either way. Still don't know. Is it the Italians or the Sicilians? So, yep, lost a boat there. Lost a boat here again. I don't know which one it is. Yep. Okay, so it's the Italians. The Italians have declared war against us. Oh man, that is rough. That is so rough. Hey, we won a fight. Wow. Enemy ships sunk. We sunk one Italian boat here in the Ionian Sea. And then we lost. Yeah, then we lost a boat. Alright, the Spanish king has died from an illness, so yep, that's rough. And then Inquisition in Sicily. That's the Papal Inquisition. Alright. And yeah, they don't want the ceasefire. Yeah. It's too bad. I'm very curious to see how much money I'm losing right now, because it's going to take some time to win that fight against the Italians, the Italian Navy. They didn't attack me on land though. Yeah, just on sea. All right, Lord Bolingbroke, very honest, +1 loyalty, +1 morale, and then devout +2 piety. Okie dokie. All right. All right, I don't want to look. I'm scared. Minus, yeah, going to be losing 2,300 florins per turn. Oh god, that's rough. Oh man, that is rough. Okay, so it's yeah. So essentially, what we have to do is all of that spreading out that we just did. We basically just have to now condense everything. I had just gotten here too. I had just gotten to the Black Sea. And the poles, I just want to look around. This is going to be my last time being able to see this area before I come back. Alright, we have to consolidate. Just have to bring, see, like I'm cut off here. I can't bring reinforcements to Antioch anymore. Even worse is that I can't bring my Crusades overseas anymore. And that's pretty dicey because I'm running out of time. I have a little over 40 turns left before 1204, and 2 turns before this Crusade marker is finished, so I can launch at 1163. This one's going to be having to go overland, and I'm trying to remember exactly, like, what was the route? Was it just like 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 turns to get to Odessa, something like that. So that would be 1173, 1175. And by then I would already have another Crusade marker all ready to go. And then 12 turns past that. So 85, 87, that could get me to Tripoli. And then I would not have another 12 turns before the year 1204. So I could send 2 Crusades overland and make it in time. But by that last Crusade, I'm going to need these seas cleared up. And that's going to be difficult because I'm going to be losing money. Now, Antioch, oh man, it's tough. Antioch could be making me money in 3 turns, but they need that trade. But I'm not gonna, I just can't, yeah, I can't do that with the Italian boats in the water. Not to mention the fact that I can't even trade with them. I can't even trade with their ports now. Yeah, that's so frustrating. That's tough. All right, yep, we just have to condense. We just have to bring everything together. Yeah, we just have to bring it all together as fast as we can. So like we have to look at this and say, can we win this? 2 barks versus a Dromon and a galley. Both of them are, this one, okay, the Dromon has 2 stars. Neither of my barks have any stars. So I want to escape this. However, this is going to be tough because my barks have a speed of 3 and this Dromon has a speed of 4. So if he attacks, he probably will catch my guys and might just kill both of them. So that's tough. And then here, there's Italian boats everywhere. So I'm thinking, like, have these 3 sea regions try to group up together, then have these 3 group up together. trying to form these fleets here so that they can defend themselves. And then what? Up here, it's one turn before this port is finished, and then I can abandon Livonia and then get these boats involved. Gosh, it's tough. I'm going to be losing money so quickly. So, typically when you're going on into a naval fight, you want to be able to continue to train boats. And I can't do that if I don't have any money. This is also made tricky by the fact that even though I'm going to have this Crusade marker built in 2 turns, and I can start sending it over land, sure, but then I have to what? Fight through Anatolia? Egyptian-held Anatolia? And with what army? I can't afford an army right now either. So, yeah, that's very tricky. I wonder... Here's what I'm thinking. I wonder if what I should be doing is... Say I hold Anatolia with like a stack... Basically a stack, and maybe take 2 or 1.5 stacks. Yeah, it might have to be 2. And then go on a rampage in Anatolia. Basically, like there's all these buildings here, and by sacking these provinces, I can just burn this entire area to the ground and make some money off of these buildings that I'd be destroying. It wouldn't be much, but like it would be something. And obviously it would be hurting the Egyptians. It would be, making use of these mercenaries that I'm paying for. And it would allow me to maybe have a better chance of getting a crusade in as well. Yeah, I wonder, gosh, it's hard to know. Yeah, because the other option is, so like these boats, these people, maybe, since I can't bring them to Antioch right now, they're, they can make it, as long as I keep these boats here, they can make it to my territories, but they can't make it to Antioch. So, maybe send them to Aquitaine, and then maybe attack into Toulouse. It's tough because this is like the Italians' like toughest province right here. But maybe by smashing them in Toulouse, I can really kind of, I can, maybe burn this to the ground perhaps. And, maybe get a ceasefire. Maybe, after winning some naval fights and maybe after smashing Toulouse, I can get a ceasefire. Easier said than done though, because they got a 4-star general. Let's see here. He has 5 valor, and then weak principles, minus 20% to bribery cost, but I'm not going to be able to afford him anyway because I'm broke. The Italian infantry are going to be tough. They have armor upgrades as well, so they're a good unit. Archers, militia sergeants, it's decent unit. I haven't even trained a single one yet. I can train them now, I can, but I haven't. So, you know what I'm thinking? I wonder if Celtic warriors can just rip through this. Like they're cheap, they're good attack, they don't have good defense, but they're 100-man units. I keep saying that, but like they're 100-man units. And they're cheap. Like maybe just go Kerns from Ireland, Celtic warriors from Wales, Highland clansmen from Scotland. These are cheap units. So even if my mercenaries don't get the job done here in Toulouse, so even if they don't, they will die, and then I won't be paying their upkeep anymore. There's that. What can I hire? Faries, spearmen, feudal men-at-arms? I guess not much, but there's some options. And yeah, I could support my my attack of my mercenaries into Toulouse as well with some of my native forces as well. Not a ton, but like, you know, I could do that. And the Spanish are kind of beefing up their forces here in Navarre as well. That's scary. Oh, God. Oh man, this campaign. Jeez, oh Pete, what the hell? What the hell? It's funny because for those of you who are watching Count MRVHS's channel, he's playing a campaign right now where he's playing like a French Crusade campaign, and I thought the French starting position was like way dicier than the English starting position, but what he decided to do was like not attack anyone. Like he kept his provinces separate. You know, the fact that the French start with Toulouse and Brittany, not even attached to Ile-de-France, Champagne, and Flanders. And he just kept it like that. He didn't attack the English. He didn't attack anyone. And he's built up and he just like sent men on a crusade to to the Levant. And by staying that passive and keeping his armies so low, no one's attacking him. And it's like, what? Like his campaign compared to mine is like night and day different. And it makes you wonder, you know, like, is there something to that? The fact that, and here's the thing, I wasn't aggressive to anyone else. It was just the French. And even then, it was very restrained. You know, I took Flanders and Brittany off of them. That was it. What else did I do besides that? Well, yeah, sure, I built up some border defense armies. Nothing insane. Like, look, I mean, compared to my neighbors, like, I kept it very reasonable, I thought, you know, compared to the Germans and the Italians and now the Spanish, but yeah, it's funny. I thought that I was doing a decent job of like kind of towing the line between those two play styles of Count MRVHS, just kind of, you know, keeping things low key, and I thought that I was like keeping things relatively low key. I guess I did start to take some rebel provinces, you know, when I took Navarre, Norway, and Livonia. I wonder, you know, did that do it? Did that do something? How many provinces would that have been? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm not counting Livonia because I think I took that after the Spanish attack, but 13 or 14, right? So 13 or 14 provinces is yeah, I wonder if there's like a magic number there that made the AI kind of like flip a switch and they were like, oh, enemy must kill, you know? I don't know. Well, I am mostly not going to be spending a whole lot of money in this turn, obviously, but I am going to be, you know, training some Celtic warriors, Kerns, and Highland clansmen, and even some woodsmen in Livonia, because why not? They're also cheap. Bonus versus armor. Why not? All right, let's drop a save. Let's just kind of, what's going to happen here? Because I'm not trying to attack the Italian boats yet, but they can keep trying to catch me. They can probably catch me as I try to flee my sea regions and get to safety, but yeah, I guess we're about to find out. All right, so the Egyptians are the strongest. Oh yeah, I was going to attack Lesser Armenia, wasn't I? Yeah. Let's see, I caught an enemy assassin that's working for the Spanish in Norway. That's hilarious because there's no one there. I forgot that I had a border fort there. That's so funny. All right, church is finished here in Aquitaine. All right, town guard in Anjou. Port in Livonia. Now I can get those men back. Royal court in Brittany. Now I can train royal knights, although I probably can't afford to do so. I have 3,000 money left in my treasury. Oh, God. All right, let's see. Weak principles and no mercy. Holy shit. You must be an historical general. Sir John Mercadier. No mercy. So he shows no mercy and has killed many prisoners, but is possibly too eager to do so, which deprives his men of their share of the ransom. +2 to dread, -1 to morale. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So he's a 3-star general that has -1 morale. Yeah, that's too bad. And that's that unit of Celtic warriors that I just trained up as well. Interesting. Holy shit, tons of dread. Yeah, decent acumen as well. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So he would be a decent governor. you know? I don't know about general. I'm a little bit sketched out by that. And yeah, losing 2,500. But they did not attack me, so that's good. The Italians did not attack me, and I can start to consolidate like this force. This is like enough to move out. And then let's get these guys here. Oh, no, there you go. All right, and now we strike, I suppose. We go. What do you got? You got a Dromon? That's tough. It's tough. We're probably not going to be able to catch it, but we'll see. And then Jesus can't. There. Oh my God! There we go. All right, and they have a galley here, so we should be able to catch that because it has a speed of 2, and we have a speed of 3, so we should be catching that galley. All right, we got a boat here. What are you? You are a 1-star galley, and I have a 0-star bark, so I should probably try to retreat if I can. And let's get these guys out of Livonia. Yeah, let's go. I like the idea. Oh, I can't go to. Yeah, I'm blockaded here because I have an Italian boat in the Bay of Biscay, so I can only go to Brittany. Let's go to Brittany, and we can move down into Aquitaine, and then from there, we can move down and consider attacking Toulouse. And Livonias are very different from Norway. Yeah, they're not about that shit. They're like, yep, oh, okay, yep, bye-bye. Yeah, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Yeah, so we're going to be losing Livonia right away. I would like to lose it to rebels first before someone attacks into it. I don't want to be at war with, the Novgorods. Like, don't do it. Don't do it, guys. If they do attack me, heck, I'm going to be moving my boats out of here anyway. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess it doesn't matter. Yep, let's move my boats down to the English Channel. We can group up around there, and we can push out and start sinking some Italian boats, hopefully, in the nearby region. Yeah, we got Italian boats there, and there, and there. I wonder, so, like, do we have vision on all Italian boats because we're at war with them? Is that how that works? Because I feel like we wouldn't normally have vision on all of these boats. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Like this boat, for instance. Like this sea region doesn't border any territory that I own. Although I did have a boat in the Bay of Biscay, so perhaps that's why I could see it. Yeah, there's probably Italian boats along the coast of Spain or Portugal that I can't see. There's something that I've been thinking about, and I don't know the answer to this. Here's the thing. So I've taken... I got my Crusade, right? I took Antioch. Now, does that just stay even if I lose Antioch? Now, sure, I could just take back Antioch, but would I have to take back Antioch with the Crusade to, like, get these points back? Or can I just... I got the Crusade, I took Antioch with it, am I fine, am I good? Or am I going to be losing these points and have to get it back? That's what I don't know, because what I'm thinking is... These armies, they're on their own. However, they're taking up a lot of upkeep by them, just hanging out by themselves, not doing anything. And like I said, they should probably be raising territory and sacking and causing havoc and hurting the Egyptians because, well, for one thing, they're hurting the Byzantines, and it'd be nice if there was a bit more balance out here in the east. But also because I will need a crusade to march through this territory at some point. So... But by splitting my forces up and going like 1.5 stacks and staying Antioch and 1.5 stacks moving about, that doesn't seem like a great idea. I feel like that's one way to get all of my men cut off and surrounded and killed. So I'm considering doing this. And yep, Antioch's not happy. Very low taxes, still not happy at 69. Yeah, nice. But yeah, probably gonna be losing Antioch to like rebellion or something. And that's kind of a waste of that port that I'm building, right? Like, there's no point in... Should I just cancel that? And try to recoup some money? Ah, it's hard, it's tough. Because if I can win my battle, my war against the Italians relatively quickly, and then have a port, you know, able to make income off of Antioch right away, that would be very nice, but I feel like that's wishful thinking. But then what would I get for this? I'd recoup... It doesn't even tell me, does it? I would assume that I'd be recouping like 375 or something, but I don't know. I don't even know if that's worth... Yeah, I don't know if that's worth the trouble. I'd rather bet on the fact that maybe, just maybe, we can have a miracle and we can keep it. I really want to play one more turn just because this campaign is insane, so yeah, the Spanish might attack. Down here, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Egyptians retreat. So let's go see. Let's go see. Yeah, what a campaign. My oh my, this is really something. Yeah, so the Spanish and the Italians have attacked. Holy shit. That's a lot. I mean, I'm only outnumbered by 700, so it's not... It could be way worse, but it ain't good. The Spanish are being led by a 5-star Don Mario Galmirez, and the Italians are being led by a 4-star Prince Marino. The Italians have those scary units that I'd mentioned before, the Italian infantry and the militia sergeants, spearmen and all that. Let's see, Spanish... 2 royal knights, none of them are in the family anymore. 3 spears, 2 genites, 3 javelins, 3 archers. I'm very much considering retreating to the stronghold because I do have those mercenary forces in Brittany that can come down and reinforce right away. So that's the temptation. Is there any reason to fight this with what I have here? 4 hobblers, 1 royal knight, and then, a bunch of urban militia, let's say, 5 urban militia, 3 feared men, and 3 archers. Like, is that a fight that I want to take up against these 2 armies? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that's a waste of soldiers. So let's retreat to the stronghold. Okay. And yeah, the Egyptians have done the same thing here in Lesser Armenia. So that's been conquered, and they also took Antioch right away. As to be expected, yes, Antioch lost. So, okay, we sunk the Italian boat here in the Gulf of Valencia. We won here. And Crusade province lost. Okay, so what is this? Our forces have been pushed from their objective, but inspired by their faith, your people are ready to try again. The Crusade marker has been placed in its base province. Huh? And yeah, unrest in Livonia. We were expecting that, of course, as well. We're still killing Spanish assassins in Norway. That's the funniest thing ever. And we killed a German assassin as well. Okay, all right. There's no one there. Hold on a sec. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? He's gonna ask for a ceasefire after he took Aquitaine? Oh no, it's the... Okay, whoa, okay, hold on a second. Wait a minute. See, I don't know, I don't trust this. I feel like I don't trust this. He's just gonna take our princess and then he's not going to... He's just gonna like say, no, oh, sorry, wait a minute, you're at war with the Italians? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, I don't know. So the Italians outnumbered the Spanish, therefore that's why they took Aquitaine. So it's very tempting because I could just take back Aquitaine off of the Italians and not have to, you know, fight the Spanish. But I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work. It's worth a shot though. Gosh, it is. You know, losing a princess. Yeah. All right. So let's see if they stay by our side. All right, Lord Percy, plus 50% to his cost of bribe. Okay. And it says they're still allies with the Italians. So yeah, they haven't like figured it out yet. So it's like the next turn they'll figure it out. And they will probably go against us. All right, so I got a lot of stuff here in Brittany. That's why I withdrew, because I wasn't too worried about that. So yeah, these guys come out, and I imagine the Italians will withdraw, and then I can just continue that momentum on into Toulouse. That's what I imagine. 171 florins left. Oh god. Oh god. All right, so this is I have 2 crusade markers now. Whoa. What's my zeal up to? 69%? Okay. All right. So I would need like, gosh, it's tempting. I wonder if if I move my bishop out, will the zeal raise faster? Because that's raising very slowly. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see what happens there. Okay, how long is this going to last? 2 turns? Yeah, let's just siege them out. You know, siege them out. If the Egyptians want to attack, fine. If not, they're going to lose these men for free. Well, not for free. I will be taking some attrition. But then I can just destroy everything and move on to the next place. Rum, perhaps? Anatolia? Trebizond? Ooh, if I could capture the Sultan too and make some ransom money off of that. Yeah, I'm just counting on these guys to kind of keep the hope alive down here. So yeah, I'm wondering if can I launch both crusades at the same time? And if I can, do I want to? I don't know. I don't know. It's a very confusing campaign. Let's go ahead and bring these boats together. You go there, and we'll wait and we'll gather up. And yeah, looks like we didn't catch, so we didn't catch that Dromon, right? He just like, I told my guys to attack him, but he couldn't get there, so. Let's see here. Let's go, gosh, it's tempting to split my guys up 3 and 3. That's what I should be doing, eh? I don't want to lose boats, though. That's the thing. I can't afford any. So if I take any losses, it's like, all right, that's another boat gone. So yeah, it's hard to know. Let's send you this way, and let's send you this way. And then I have these boats gathered up. You go there. Oh man, this is tough though, because my territories aren't going to be linked anymore. I mean, they can still make it by land. You know, they still have that land linkage to Flanders. But yeah, no one can like move in between Ireland. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's stuck in Ireland. Damn. Can I get a boat up to... Yeah, let's just bring a boat up there. I gotta get that current off of Ireland. Alright, so 3 boats of mine versus 2 Italian boats. Nope, let's bring down you. Then you'll come back in the next turn, and then we can start sweeping south against the Italians. Do I have another boat? Yes, I do. Okay. Is this my boat? Yeah, it is. Alright. Alright, so that's gonna be 5 boats plus 6. Yeah. Yeah, that should be a good group of boats to sweep on south. the crazy idea that I'm having right now is I'm wondering, so these guys here, let's say they make their way up to Constantinople, just the whole way. They're sacking and killing, and they make their way to Constantinople. They have to fight this. I imagine the Egyptians will actually fight me here. Maybe the Byzantines will even help. I don't know. But I can basically just kind of hang out in Constantinople, awaiting the arrival of my Crusades, marching their way across Europe. Maybe I can launch both at the same time. I kind of get the impression that I can. And then my armies escort them from Constantinople to their respective objectives of Antioch and Edessa. But if I want to, like, if it's going to take 2 turns to basically starve out every garrison, how long is that going to take? So 2 for here, and then 1 to invade plus 2 to starve out. 1 to invade. There's no setup. There's no. I kind of want to make money. I kind of want to maybe not go to Nicaea. Maybe go to Trebizond. Also because the Sultan is there as well. Rum also, if I have the time, going to Rum as well. So it's basically 3 turns per province. 1 turn to invade, 2 turns to starve out the garrison is kind of what I'm looking at, right? So if I'm doing... Let's see, if I wanted to do 3, 6, 7, 8... 9. Just to take Constantinople. So 9 turns, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I would have to skip Rum, essentially. I could hit Anatolia and Trebizond. I would have time for that. But I don't think that I would have time for Rum, which is fine. I don't need to hit Rum. I just wanted to make more money, potentially. But I should probably keep my troops together so that we can hit Constantinople together, united. And if the Byzantines wanted to help out, that'd be very nice, but at this point, gosh, I wonder... It's probably worth trying again, right? See if I can get an alliance with them. Jesus Christ. Yeah, where's my dude? Emissary! Yeah, can you... Or I don't need to use you. I can just bring a... Yeah, I can just bring a... I can keep you... here... so that I can continue to try to, like, talk to these guys. In fact, I'm gonna get an auto ceasefire with the Aragonese, aren't I? I already did. Yeah, I'm not at war with the Aragonese anymore. That's nice. And... oh my, I'm going to get an auto ceasefire with the Spanish too. Even if, oh right, even if they do like stay on my, even if they like stay on the Italian side, I'm still going to get an auto ceasefire because I'm not going to have any boats bordering their territories. You might be like right on the line, so I think I need to get you into the Ligurian Sea. Maybe. But yeah, even if they choose to side with the Italians, we should get an auto ceasefire with the Spanish. Huh, that's kind of... oh, that's interesting. All right. Gosh, I kind of want to see... yeah, I want to see if I could launch both of them. So... launching... oh, I can't afford the freaking Crusades. Oh no. Oh no, I forgot about that part. Oh no, what a... oh, okay. How do I do this? How do I do this? It's such a puzzle. It's like I just need to sack stuff. So yeah, I think Rum is back on the menu. Just make as much money as possible. see if I can overcome... First off, I need to overcome the deficit, while also trying to make enough money to get a crusade sent off. I don't know. I think I just need to get rid of these Italian boats. I feel like that's going to be the only way that I can make money. Am I going to be able to accomplish that, though, in time of like 1204? If I can launch two crusades at once, then yeah, maybe. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough to get my trade links figured out and to end this war against the Italians and to make enough money back off of trade in time to launch those crusades against their objectives. But I'm going to keep trying. You know, this is wacky, but it's not impossible. Not yet, I don't think. However, that is all I'm going to have to wait until next time. Before I go, I just wanted to say that if you are enjoying these videos and you would like to support the channel, then consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. It all helps immensely. Until next time, this has been Consolidating playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.